Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Category C and D race for today. This will be the last wave of today. Um, it will start in around 6 minutes 20 seconds. So it is the same as Category A and B. It's a race format which goes around the Training Peaks virtuals loop the loop course, which is 27.2 kilometers and 186 meters total or like highest elevation, or the riders will compete to score some points. So let's take a look at our riders for today. So right now we have um, Mike T racing, the only racer racing from home, followed by Daryl Ong. We also have Chun Kiat Tan from Team Garcia. Oh, I forgot to mention, yes, Daryl Ong is also from Team Garcia, followed by Desmond Lowe from Team Garcia, Junying Low from Team Garcia. We have Tiger Lee from in our VSG studio, Jay Lim from Team Garcia, Ryan Chung from Draft Punk Race Team, Zehao Lee from Team Garcia, Samuel Tan from Team Garcia, Rainan Chin from VSG Academy, Jaden Pang, and Elvis Ong from VSG Academy as well. Majority of these riders that we'll be seeing today will be riding from the VSG studio itself. So how do the point system work? Good question. So basically, right, very simple. The points work as such. The first person will clench 15 points, and the last will clench 1 point. Yes, that's how it works. So we'll be seeing our riders strapped in and ready to race. Yes, going to be a very exciting race today because this is our Cat CND riders. Big ups to everyone. Majority of our riders today will be in the VSG studio, so thank you all for coming. As you can see, a lot of them are in the VSG jersey on Training Peaks. Thank you for that. Yes, we will be starting the race very shortly, and we will see you guys as the race starts. In the meantime, go get yourselves a nice snack, nice drink if you're watching from home on YouTube. Uh, and for those of you in the studio, uh, get ready, lock in, and we'll see you at the finish line. All right, we are 10 seconds away from the start, and here we go. Best of luck to all of the riders. Let's see how this turns out. And here we go. Let's see who goes off the start. I think is Daryl here, right, with Ryan Chung on his tail. I believe that is Tiger going for the leader, Ryan Chung, right now, and there he goes on the number 6 bike. Breaks away relatively smoothly, and everyone else actually putting in maximum effort right now as we approach the downhill, which means that everyone needs to be close with each other just to have a chance before we reach the first checkpoint. Now, I will not say that it is always easy. I would say it is actually going to be very difficult for our riders to even survive this race. Is it's over 25 kilometers long, with a bunch of serious uphills in this map. As we see right now, we have Ryan Chung leading the pack. Okay. And right now, actually, no, it was Junying going for an early break here with 2 seconds advantage ahead of everyone else. Let's see whether he can maintain this before the end of what might seem to be even terrain here before we go up into the uphill. Ryan Chung maintaining that 1 second gap, making sure that he is ready to pounce. I believe he is now getting within the draft, and now side by side with Junying. Perhaps might want to utilize the draft behind Junying just to get a little bit of effort off his shoulders. And now we have the rest of the pack caught up basically, and now we have Desmond leading the pack. Probably not for long here, because we will be seeing a lot of riders here trading their positions with each other, maybe to get drafts, maybe maybe to test water around the pack, see who they can drop in the early stages before we even reach the first checkpoint. Now it really seems that everyone here might be playing the last sprint game. As we have seen with category A and B, we have seen a lot, majority of the riders trusting their ability and putting majority of their effort towards the sprint near the checkpoints, especially early race, to clinch these very crucial points here, because this is 15 points we are talking about, and the last person may just only get maybe 3 points and below. Yes, it might be a bit of a daunting task, especially when the pressure is really mounting on them to clinch these very important points, because this basically sets the tone for the rest of the race. Now, while they are going to be accumulating points throughout, I do believe that track position really matters a lot. And I think it is also very good that if they strategize a little bit differently than how you would in a normal race, because in a normal race it's just from the start to the finish, the strategy is all in the middle. But now we have 7 checkpoints, so it's really about how far ahead and how far behind are you really willing to let yourself be in before you get to the respective checkpoints, basically. Because as we have seen on the last wave, once the top 2 has broken out from the rest of the pack by, let's say, I think we just witnessed that in like checkpoint 5, they just led the rest of the race, and those 14-15 points are just up for grabs. So we're gonna see whether maybe there will be different strategies being played out for this group in particular, because this is category C and D, very different from um, category A and B. Perhaps different racing styles from these riders. Right now, we see Ryan Chung um, trying to put himself in the lead here, perhaps setting a precedent. The only white uniform in a sea of VSG's jerseys. And of course, you know, we do have, I believe that is Mike T in the yellow cycling team jersey. So if you are supporting Mike or Ryan from home, they are very easy to spot. As for the rest, well, may the best cyclist win. Tiger as well, trying to pull away a little bit. Perhaps, bringing up the power so that they might use it to inevitably drop someone in the pack, as we have seen with the last category. Now, these riders are all very experienced in their own regard. I believe that all of these people might be a lot more driven, because majority of them will be, in fact, racing in studio. So the pressure, the atmosphere in the studio is a lot different than than you would imagine. So I believe right now we have seen Junying on the number one bike, leading, breaking away from the pack just a little bit, 2 seconds ahead of Ryan Chong, who is a second ahead of Chun Kiat. Still within um still within visibility here. Ryan Chong just catching up to Junying and perhaps trying to go for a break of his own here as we approach the 5 kilometer mark. Will he try to go for an early breakaway before we reach the uphill? Or will these top three of Ryan, Junying, and Daryl will try to, get the rest of the pack to catch up and perhaps drop someone in the process? It's still too early to say here, because we still haven't seen the real challenge, which is the uphills, which if you have seen the previous races, can be very daunting here, because to really overcome this huge obstacle is really putting in the raw consistent power throughout. And then here we go, here at the very mouth of the uphill at a 11% gradient, we see Chun Kiat take the slight lead, very very quick as well, maxing out at 30 kilometers per hour, putting in a consistent 300 watts there on the incline, and now just going to be maintaining as we see the pack kind of stretch itself out a little bit. We see now Rainan actually take the lead, putting in the power here. Now he doesn't have a heart rate monitor on, but I believe he must feel very 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 pressured right now. I think he is very close to the peak here, followed by Chun Kiat. No, actually Junying. Junying now making a break of his own, trying to catch Rainan. As you can see, now we have three distinct groups, and now we're gonna see the pack kind of like stretch itself out a little bit to see where everyone will stand. And now we are going down the downhill as we approach the first checkpoint. Now we might be seeing some very late sprint antics here from the rest of the field. Let's see whether Rainan has the stamina to catch up with Junying right hot on his tail and breezes past him. He might clinch the 15 points with Rainan actually not too far behind, getting use of the draft. Side by side, no, here comes Junying going into the first checkpoint with absolute ease. I think it might just be Junying into the finish. To the first checkpoint, it might just be him. And there we go. Junying will take the 15 points, followed by Rainan, second place. Let's see who will take the third place. It will be Ryan Chung, just ahead of Daryl, followed by Zehao, Mighty, Samuel, Desmond, as we wait for the rest of the field. Jay, Tiger, Jaden. And I believe there is two more of that and Chun Kiat, who is easing his way into the finish, clinching in 4 points. Yes, 4 points is the minimum amount of points that we will get from this wave, because it's not a perfect 15. So yes, right now we are gonna be seeing a sprint into the second checkpoint. It's not that much of an incline. They might want to use this to their advantage, especially of the likes of Junying and Ryan Chung, who is very much well ahead of the pack by at least 7 seconds, who is ahead of Rainan. Ryan must clinch the points here to get maximum rewards here, so that he might just catch up to Junying in terms of the net total points. He is behind on net total by 2 points, so finishing this might give him a bit of an advantage. He doesn't want to finish too far ahead. Oh, I think Junying here is trying to make a move, setting a precedent for the rest of the field, just smoking the rest. And I think he will take the 15 points. Wow, that is quite the strategy. Just follow behind Ranchung a bit, make him push a bit, and then inevitably take another 15 points. That's 30 net points. A perfect first place finish 2 times in a row for Junying on bike number 1. Followed by Ryan Chung, not falling too far behind with 27 points. And I believe Rainan might have fallen to Daryl and Zehao and Desmond. Want to catch his composure a little bit. I hope he has time to breathe. Yes, as we see the order kind of sort themselves out, we do see that there will be a definite leader in the group in the form of Junying, who is in fact 14 seconds ahead of Desmond, 11 seconds ahead of Ryan Chung. Because right now, we're going to be seeing a steep incline that he will take right now, a 9% incline, and now going up, cranking that up to 11. So going to be quite slow. He's going to take in a very low gear, but he will try his best right now. Let's see how the rest will fare. And I think everyone else is catching up, especially Zehao. He has the energy to spare. Will he take first place ahead of Junying? He might just be shy. Oh my god, the gradient is really getting to them as they are approaching the very peak of this hill. This is, in fact, I believe the most intense hill of the race. They will have one more before checkpoint number 5, but Junying somehow maintains his lead. However, the rest of the pack catches up by like around 6 seconds and will be going downhill, so it might be anyone's game. So as long as Junying puts in consistent effort downhill, we might be seeing a consistent first place finish, which he will claim another 15 points, which will bring up his total to 45 points. Zehao now in 23 net points right now. Oh, he's getting overtaken by Rainan. So it does seem that he has the stamina to last, but Desmond right on his tail. Everyone else is basically just drafting off each other, as we see Ryan Chung plowing through the field trying to catch Desmond and Rainan, but I feel like Rainan and Desmond just have too much speed on the downhill, so they will be using that advantage right now. Desmond around the 150 BPM range heart rate, so it's basically quite calm, quite collected here with Ryan Chung. Oh my god, Ryan Chung trying to catch up to this second group. Perhaps he might want to use them to their advantage, but Junying is just too far ahead. Right now, he might be going on a slight decline here. I won't say that will affect too much in terms of speed, but we will see. The wind speed is not really in his the wind direction is not really in his favor right now, so he's really just, in terms of virtually, he's really just going against the wind. However, he's in even ground, so it's really just about how well and how consistent he puts out his power, because that's really the difference between indoor cycling, or in fact just cycling virtually, compared to cycling outside. There's not really a lot of factors affecting you. it's more of like debuffs in game. So everything else is just kind of like calculated on the side, while you just put on the raw power and consistency and try to finish the race in first. Very exciting race actually. We're seeing a very dominant display of performance here by Junying, but the second group actually just kind of feeding off each other's drafts by the likes of Ryan Chung, Desmond Rainan, Mike T, and Zehao here. Very, very impressive second group. We might be seeing, actually, I believe that some of them will have the potential to just catch up to Junying, because we will have a very, very, very deadly bunch of uphills before we even can reach point number 4. It will be a very comfortable, perfect 3-peat 15-point finish for Junying here on bike number 1. As he approaches our third checkpoint, he might just clinch another perfect 15 points finish, which will put him in a comfortable lead. But that is to say that the rest of the pack, especially in terms of the total points, they are still right on his tail by just shy of a couple of points. Daryl still has time to make up as well. And there goes Junying taking the sweet 15 points, and Ryan Chung right on his tail, maybe trying to make the move, or just catching up to Junying just to stay behind him, just to get that draft, just to save a little bit of extra effort. And no, he's actually just going for it. Perhaps trying to stretch Junying dry, as you see, trying to trade the spot. With Desmond only 3 seconds on their tail right now, I think we're going to see a very hard reset of the top group right now, as they will be, I guess, like around nothing shy of 7-8 kilometers before the next point, but not before they are greeted by a very, very, very deadly uphill. So let's take a look at the next group. Tiger on bike number 6, who was leading comfortably early on the race, trying to go for a break. He is now actually positioned 10th on the total points of the leaderboard. He really needs to make up some ground here to even, get within reach. It is not over for Tiger as well, and especially for the back of the pack, because it's a very long cycle to the next point. So I won't say that it will be an easy sprint. This is by far the hardest point of the map. So yeah, we see riders getting dropped left and right on the previous wave. Yeah. So we're gonna see whether this will be any different. Right now we are seeing Mike T, who is leading. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Mike T is 1 second behind Ryan Chung, the only 2 riders who are not in the VSG jersey virtually. Junying still quite a decent lead, but however, we are seeing Desmond going to swap places with him, perhaps trying to stretch him out a little bit. Yeah, we're seeing Junying right on Desmond, still not letting him go, with around a 40% draft. Yeah, especially with the wind direction completely against them, the draft is not really in their favor right now, as we see Ryan Chung just enjoying the draft of Desmond, I believe, as they approach the next turn of the map. It's still a comfortable lead of points wise for Junying compared to the rest of the pack, but Ryan Chung is still 4 points behind. As long as Ryan Chung just keeps up this gap to the leader, I think he still can clinch the last bit of points. I think he's playing the long game right now. I think Ryan Chung is being very smart about it. It's just consistent top 3 finishes so that he can, in fact, just take the last one. I think what he's really trying to aim for, I'm not really sure if this is his strategy, is the 0.4 or maybe 0.7, where it's really just going to be a very, very deadly climb. And maybe Ryan Chung is very confident of his abilities today. And please do not discount the likes of Rainan, Zehao, Mike T, Desmond, who are also just within reach of Junying, as long as they manage to drop him somehow. But I feel like, as long as Junying holds, he is, in fact, just the net lead of the race. Won't say he is the conclusive winner though, because it's very, very close for the rest of the field here. They are halfway there to the first incline to point number 4. And we're seeing Desmond now still leading the pack with Mike T technically behind him alongside Rainen, Junying, and Ryan Chung. And I believe now is Junying trying to go for a break here maybe? Nope. It's just Junying right now. I think they're just swapping places with each other. Just setting the pace. Just making sure that they don't catch anyone sleeping or they don't catch themselves sleeping. Otherwise, they will get dropped from the group. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the group. We have Zehao on his own, 6 seconds behind from the leaders, followed by Jay, who's I think 43 seconds behind, running his own race, followed by Tiger, and followed by Jaden, who's not too far behind, 5 seconds behind Tiger, and I think we have Samuel and Chun Kiet racing alongside, not too far away from Jaden and Daryl at last place. Samuel and Chun Kiet are just trying to battle it out, see whether they can catch up to Jaden, who's trying to catch up to Tiger. Now, let's take a look at the lead once again. Still very casual stroll right now. I believe everyone is at their zone 2. Not too bad. Desmond just holding on to the lead. Not really expecting much. He might be dropped. He might just have the stamina and power to go through these very treacherous hills on this map. This is what catches a lot of the A and B category riders off guard. This may or may not decide the whole race. So these lucky few on the first group are very lucky enough to be in the position that they are, so that any breaks from now on may just decide the whole race. But of course, with the riders of their caliber, they might change the tides of the race just like that. And now we have Raiden taking the lead, going for a little bit of a push with Ryan Chung right behind him. Seeing that this group is like consistently pushing each other is quite impressive, to be honest. And they kind of dropped Zehao a little bit at the back, 9 seconds behind the leaders right now. So I believe each of them hoping that one person would probably get dropped before the start of the hill. And I believe they have just touched the very start. And here we go. Let's see how it goes. Just a very modest 4%, 5% gradient at the start. Seeing that they are basically maintaining track position, dropping Junying just a little bit. Junying needs to catch up, and here we go. Here we go. Yes, 5% gradient with the wind blowing to the right. It's not gonna be very comfortable for them. Putting in the power right now is Mike T, trying to break away by the first hill. Let's go, Mike. The colors of Bumblebee. And now going just for a slight decline, hoping to maybe break away for the rest to even catch up. They need to really push right now. We are taking a look at Desmond and Ryan Chung just behind. And I believe that Mike T just got overtaken by Junying, who is going for the break right now. I think that Junying here is trying to take advantage of the fact that, the uphill is just a slight uphill, so that he may just use that slight decline, or actually, that really huge decline as momentum before he pushes for the ever so steep hill before before checkpoint number 4. Desmond just hanging just behind here. Zehao completely dropped from the group. 9 seconds away from Renan, who is 10 seconds away from the leading four of Junying, Desmond, Mike T, and Ryan Chung. And here we go, Junying powering down that hill before going for the lower gear. 189 BPM. He is really pushing right now. So maximum effort from now on. How long can he hold this power, this effort, as we see how far, just how far ahead can he maintain his gap? Ryan Chung just trying to close the gap, now bringing the gap down to 3 seconds behind Junying, who's maintaining just a nice 400, just peaking at 423 watts just now. 194 BPM. He is going all out right now. 20 kilometers per hour uphill. He does see the light at the end of the tunnel. He might just clench another perfect 15 points. Perfect execution of strategy here by Junying. That's 4 checkpoints in a row. That might just seal the rest of his race. A lot of work to do for the rest of the pack, but Ryan Chung just following ever so closely. Maybe the strategies of every rider here is actually just paying off. Especially for Junying and Ryan Chung, they're just finishing just shy of each other. Ryan Chung can still make the difference here before the next checkpoint. Perhaps he might want to close down the point gap deficit behind Junying. Mike T also just behind. It's not over for his race yet. For him to catch up, he really needs to put the pedal to the metal right now. He really needs to put a foot down and finish ahead of Ryan Chung and Junying to clench 15 points, because right now he is 15 points behind Junying, so he really needs to put in the effort starting right now for the rest of the race. That also being said, I feel like it seems that Renan finished and looks like he also is within catching Junying in terms of the total amount of points. Junying just lacking a bit here, knowing that he has a lot of points to play with, but he needs to finish just behind Ryan Chung. Because if my math is correct, as long as Ryan Chung finishes first and Junying finishes just right behind him, he will finish the race as a net leader. But it seems like no, Junying is just going for it, finishing a perfect 5 consecutive 15 points finish. A perfect execution of strategy from Junying. That is 5 perfect points finish. The rest, Ryan Chung and Mike T might just have to put in a lot of effort right now to really catch up to Junying. It really just seems that Junying has basically planned out his race perfectly from start to finish. Is it coincidence or is it just pure strategy masterclass from Junying here? Absolutely amazing stuff. As we take a look as the rest of the pack kind of sorts themselves out, Desmond just went past number 5 alongside Zehao. Let's take a look at Renan here, who is just about finishing his stint. Let's see where that puts him. It will put him at the 50 plus points, I believe. Yes, he finishes 4th right now in terms of net total points, tying with Mike T. So it's not over for Renan. He really needs to pull off a miracle here. He is 1 minute 11 seconds behind the leaders. He might try to win his own race here, or he might just want to try to catch up to Zehao to maybe just close the points gap. So yes, we are taking a look at Chuncat, who is actually, in terms of net points total, he is last place, but just finishing behind Renan, he gains a huge amount of points, 30 points, which puts him in 8th position. And I think Jaden and Jay, I think he just finishes. Let's just take a look at the rest up front as we see the rest of the pack kind of sort themselves out in terms of points. Junying with a perfect 15 points in a row. So he might want to try to play that same game before point number 6, because the gradient is not going to be too intense. It's just going to be consistent effort between him and Mike T before point number 6. Mike T is just trying every single trick in his book right now, I think, to really hope that maybe Ryan Chung gets dropped so that he can have maybe like a winning shot at second place. But it is a very comfortable third place right now. Can't say the same about Rainan though. Really needs to make up a lot of ground to compete with Mike T. As we see right now, we have Junying just within pouncing distance of Mike T. Perhaps you might want to try to get him on the downhill by 6. If Mike T is watching the live stream right now, just need to be aware of Junying. This Junying has been very, 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 very fast on the sprints. Despite being, a couple seconds behind, he definitely can make up the distance in that little amount of time. Very impressive stuff. Now, Ryan Chung actually 7 seconds behind. Perhaps he's playing the hill game once again, just trying to catch up to the rest of the pack. Still second by a very comfortable margin, 9 points ahead of Mike T in terms of the net total points. So I would say that he's in a very comfortable position. Yes, we are really just seeing everyone just kind of like run their own race right now. As we see Daryl at the back, I believe probably just going for his just trying his best to go up the hill and then clearing checkpoint 5. Yeah. All right, let's take a look right now as we see Junying and Mike T playing off of each other, and we're gonna see who takes the lead right now. Junying going for it. Junying, I think he just retains the net lead of around 7 seconds ahead of Mike T. Yes, and it seems that Junying will be going ahead, sprinting towards the finish right now. Wow, this is honestly a very, very impressive showing by Junying. This is going to be a 6 consecutive 15 points finish. Oh my goodness. What a dominant display in performance. For the rest to really catch up, they really need to push right now. I believe that Ryan Chung needs to um close the gap between him and Mike T. I think Mike T just finished his stint 73 points behind. Which in turn that as long as he finishes behind Junying and ahead of Ryan Chung, will finish net second. But Ryan Chung, oh actually no, Ryan Chung just finishes. He is still within the first place finish. Is up for grabs. He really needs to push right now because this will be a sprint to the finish. So really the battle is between Ryan Chung and Junying, who are fighting for that number one spot. If Junying finishes first, Junying will be the first and only participant and the only rider who will finish above 100 points. Very, very, very impressive stuff. And that will be a perfect race for him, basically. Finishing all 7 checkpoints with finishing first. So I believe Junying right now, he is going to push with Mike T right on his tail. 1 second behind. He is getting the draft, so he is feeling the pressure right now. Ryan Chung also closing that gap, putting in a little bit of a high F, 167 BPM, as you can see on his heart rate monitor. And then after that, it's going to be all out between the top 3. But we are going to see whether Ryan Chung can even catch up to the rest of the pack. Desmond running his own race, 9 seconds behind Ryan Chung. If he finishes in the position that he is in right now, he will finish ahead of Renan. Really, it's all not just a mental game. It's all like a math calculations game. Strategy wise, I think Junying has ran a perfect race so far, with Ryan Chung right behind him actually. But what Ryan Chung needs to do right now is to really catch up before they reach the start of the incline, or maybe it's really just based on how much they can gauge their stamina and their power. How long can they withstand it for? Right now, Mike T takes the net lead. Perhaps he might just want to finish the race strong and finish first, which, in all honesty, is respectable. It is also just as impressive as finishing with 105 points. But Junying is really not trying to let that slide as they approach the slight negative 1% gradient as they approach the uphill. Now Ryan Chung has a lot of ground to make up as Junying now pedals up all the way. As we have seen on the Interschool Championship, as we have seen a couple of days ago, there's going to be a bunch of twists and turns virtually before we reach the track and into the finish line. So we are 1.2 kilometers to the finish line for Junying and Mike T. Ryan Chung 28 seconds behind, followed by Desmond, Zehao, Chun Kiet, Renan, Jaden, Tiger, Samuel, and Daryl. Right now we're actually seeing a group of its own trying to form it within itself. Here is Chuncat and Rainan, with Jay just 9 seconds behind but still within viewing distance, running their own race right now. I think Rainan is trying to make the move and breezes past Chuncat. Was it a blatant strategy? I'm not sure for Chuncat. Zhehao running his own race, with Ryan Cheong actually catching up to Desmond. Oh no, actually no, Desmond caught up to Ryan Cheong. And now Ryan Cheong is 4th place. The net lead still belongs to Junying, but the lead of the race right now is Mike T. And no, Junying overtakes him another time. I think Ryan Cheong is really just trying to dig deep here. Maybe the battle is against Desmond to finish very strongly. Mike T is just going neck and neck with Junying. If this was an actual race, it will really be between Mike T and Junying, as we can see them trading places. As we see the terrain kind of evens itself out, Junying going for a sprint, I believe. Mike T following close behind. We're gonna see how he ends up. Will we see a perfect finish for Junying as he puts in the effort? 1,100 watts as he goes for the finish line. And I do not think Mike T will be giving any sort of chase. Just nursing himself to the finish line as we see Junying finishing first in the race. Finishing a perfect race of 105 points. Meaning that he will take the maximum amount of points for this race. And amazing job well done by Junying. And now we're seeing Desmond finishing 4th. I will believe that he might get a net lead ahead of Rainan. Yes, he does. 79 points. With Ryan Cheong finishing his race, which does conclude his race, which means that he will finish at a net point total of 2nd with 93 points. We're looking at Zhehao here finishing his race. Very strong finish by Zhehao. Puts himself at 5th place. Now Rainan here, he really needs to win against Chuncat here to get some point advantage. We see on the chat Mike T congratulating Junying and saying thanks for the tow. Oh, it was in fact a strategic decision from Junying and Mike T, like telepathically talking with each other that hey, just take the tow. No worries, man. And you're seeing, oh my god, it seems that Rainan and Chuncat will be sprinting with each other towards the finish. Who will go first? Is it gonna be Rainan? Is it gonna be Chuncat? Is it gonna be Rainan? Is it gonna be Chuncat? It is going to be Chuncat to the line. However, Rainan finishes a comfortable 27-point lead ahead of Chuncat, with Jay finishing a solid 8th position with 48 points. Jaden right now with Tiger. About to finish their own race. Will we see a neck and neck sprint to the finish, or will we see, themselves nursing their bikes home? As we take a look. As it stands right now, Jaden and Tiger sprinting for the finish. And I believe, yes, and that's it. That will be it. As we wait for Daryl and the rest to finish. All right, guys, as we will see the rest of the race wrap up with Daryl and one more rider. Safe to say that the leaderboard has sorted itself out. We're seeing Daryl and Samuel going ahead, trying to go for the finish. We'll see if the cam is on them. Yes, it did. Yes, it is. Seeing Daryl and Samuel nursing their way to the finish. It might be a neck and neck race to finish. Now we're seeing Daryl pull away from Samuel just a tiny bit. As they are equal on points, we will see who will finish first ahead of the other in terms of the total points. This will basically conclude their whole race. Daryl pulling away from Samuel, now 3 seconds, 4 seconds ahead. Samuel needs to catch up, trying to close the gap behind Daryl right now. It really might just be a sprint to the finish. As we see Samuel, very impressive showing by Samuel, closing the gap down to 1 second, and now side by side, and now taking the net lead. Oh, and here he goes. Oh my god, here goes Daryl. Not giving up, persevering through as they pass the halfway point of the hill. They might be just trading places till the finish. We do not know. This will be a very exciting development here. We're gonna see who finishes ahead of who in this last ditch effort to the finish. Right now it is in the hands of Daryl, but Samuel is not too far behind. We're going to see how it turns out, and it seems like Daryl will be nursing his bike to the top of the hill, with Samuel just behind, closing the gap ever so slightly, getting every single bit of advantage that he can. Because once the sprint starts, they cannot stop. And here goes Daryl and Samuel. Will they scuff it out? Here we go. As they have reached the peak, who will make their move first? This is very exciting. We'll see how this turns out. And I believe Daryl just pulling away ever so slightly. Samuel trying to close the gap. And here comes Samuel. I think Samuel might be trying to go for an early break here. No, here comes Daryl. Here comes Samuel. No, here comes Daryl. Breaking away. 1 second. 2-second gap. And here comes Samuel with 33 kilometers power. It will be close. Virtually, oh my god, virtually Daryl is just taking the lead. Daryl is just pedaling his way through 1.1k watts. And I believe Daryl will be taking the dub over Samuel. Amazing showing by everyone here. Oh, just finishing 1 point ahead of Samuel. Impressive race by the back markers. Impressive race by everyone all around. Now that concludes our Power Series 5 for both waves. What a showing by Junying today. And a round of applause for the other racers as well. Thank you everyone for showing up to the VSG headquarters to come and race today. Thank you all to the viewers at home watching, and we will see you guys at the next event. See you guys watching.